Hello there. Here's the gear I'd buy if I was starting a podcast this year. I'm Mike Russell from Music Radio Creative. If it's your first time here, throw a like on this video and subscribe because I'm always doing content just like this. And if you watch all the way to the end, there's a contest coming up at the end to win everything I talk about in this video. Pretty awesome, huh? Oh, and by the way, for complete transparency, nothing is sponsored in this video. I do have relationships with the companies that I mention in this video, but they didn't pay me to make this video or place any product in this video, nor did they tell me what to include. I've simply gone through my gear cupboard and asked myself the question, if I were to start a podcast this year, what kit would I buy and why would I buy it so I can justify it to you? And first up, the headphones. Beyerdynamic. They are my love and joy. I've loved them ever since my radio days. Now, these are actually limited edition, and I will give them away in the contest coming up at the end of the video. The DT770 Pro X limited edition as Beyerdynamic celebrate 100 years in the audio game. I did get the chance to tour their facilities in Heilbronn, Germany, and I gotta say, they make things with extreme precision and passion there. I have never needed to go elsewhere. Ever since I started in radio 25 years ago, I used the DT100s, upgraded to the DT250s. Finally, I got my hands on the elite DT770s, like the holy grail of headphones. And I think that hearing audio is the most important part of content creation, even above mixing it and choosing a good microphone, because hearing everything from poor mic technique to the smallest click or pop is very important, and these headphones are so incredibly detailed. Now, they do pay attention to content creators like you and me with the DT770 Pro X. Look at these absolutely beautiful limited edition headphones with absolutely beautiful writing on the side. The Pro X series is Beyerdynamic's custom series for content creators. They're super comfortable to wear, so much so they even put a notch in the top here for head comfort. They really think about comfort a lot. So if you're recording or editing for hours, this is going to be an absolutely brilliant solution for you. Another thing I will say about the Beyerdynamic DT770 Pro series is they come with detachable XLR cables that you can plug into the side here. Now, this is great because they do a range of cables, including cables that will connect directly to your computer. That means you can edit on the move without needing to have a old school 3.5mm jack, for instance. And when I did tour their facilities in Heilbronn, Germany, I was delighted to see a secret cupboard full of customizable colors as well for the Pro X series. So there you go. Beyerdynamic are my go-to for headphones. I just simply would not go anywhere else after my experience of seeing what they make out there in the factory in Germany and wearing them for my whole career. These are the headphones that I trust my ears with. The Beyerdynamic DT770 Pro X headphones come in at $199. The limited edition presently available, but only a limited run going out to celebrate the 100-year anniversary of Beyerdynamic. Moving on next to the mixer. Yes, I'm saving microphone till a little bit later because if you can't hear things well and mix things well, you could buy the best microphone in the world and it would sound rubbish. So for mixing, my go-to is the Mackie DLZ series. There it is. This is actually the DLZ Creator XS that I'm showing you. Now, in my studio here, I have the original, the OG Mackie DLZ Creator. It's huge, it's big. If I was starting a podcast for the first time, I certainly wouldn't spend the $799 on the original one. I'd save $300 and go for the $499 version because, well, essentially, unless you need lots of mixing channels, you can save yourself a good wad of cash. So why do I like the DLZ Creator, and why am I not recommending, for instance, the Rodecaster, even though Rode and Mackie, confusingly, are now the same company? Well, Rodecaster is brilliant, but I found over time, with testing both of them, the DLZ was just more of a fit for me. So this would be the thing I would buy if I was starting a podcast this year. Now, it goes without saying you'll introduce hiss, noise, crackling on things like faders and buttons if you buy poor quality mixers or audio interfaces. You're definitely going to need something to get the audio from your microphone into your computer, and in my opinion, the Mackie DLZ series is it, whether you go for the XS or the bigger brother of that to fill up half of your recording desk. Now, my experience with the Mackie team is that they're friendly, supportive, and they've also consistently rolled out firmware updates to make it even better and add features we didn't even expect when we first purchased, such as NDI audio. What is NDI audio? I'm glad you asked. So you can send audio through your Ethernet cable across your local network, essentially meaning I could record this podcast here in my studio and have it recorded on a laptop the other side of my house. That may be an edge use case, but imagine you're recording gameplay and you want to get the audio into or out of a different computer, or you're at a live event and you're connected to the local network. That means you can get audio from one place to another place easily, and it's baked into the DLC. The audio mixing is also really decent. When you plug a microphone in for the first time, it'll automatically set the levels. You can choose a preset as well, and it also has auto mix to allow automatic level management and the ability when you first set up to choose from easy to pro mode. So if you just want things done for you, easy will guide you through. But if you're a pro and you want to tweak EQ and noise gates and things like that, it allows it. So the mixer will grow with you if you just plug in one microphone to start, but eventually you want 2 microphones or even more audio sources, you can go ahead and do that. I really like the way it saves me a bunch of time setting all my levels for me, putting on a preset to make me sound good, and the audio you're hearing right now is running straight through my mic, through an XLR cable into the Mackie DLZ XS, and this is the kind of quality you get. Pretty awesome, right? The next piece of equipment for podcasting is the microphone, and I know you've been waiting for this. Now, I know you'll say, hang on, Mike, this is not your regular microphone. Why are you not recommending what you use in all your YouTube videos? Well, the simple answer is my Neumann U87 is priced at just shy of $3,000, and this wouldn't be a responsible podcast equipment video if I was recommending you to go out and buy a microphone for $3,000. For $99, you can go out and grab this, the Rode PodMic, and it's awesome. I can't believe it's so well priced. I've seen microphones that are more than $99 that are not half as good as the Rode PodMic. It would be my recommendation to anyone. If someone came up to me in the street or at a podcasting conference and said, Mike, I've got $100. What microphone would you recommend? I'd say the Rode PodMic. Now, this is an XLR connected microphone, meaning you have a cable that goes into a mixer. You can, of course, buy the Rode PodMic USB. If you want to cut out the aforementioned Mackie DLZ altogether, you can plug the microphone straight in via USB, but then you don't get auto mixing, auto gain, you don't get the awesome presets to make you sound better. So I think a mixer is a valuable part of your whole setup, especially if you want to grow. Now, focusing in on the PodMic, well, it's got a dynamic capsule. This means it minimizes room noise. If we're not always in ideal situations, like a sound-treated studio, this microphone is going to sound good in most places. It also has an inbuilt pop filter. What does that mean? That means Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Notice there's no lollipop windscreen in front of there, and I'm not popping. That's because the pop shield is intuitively built right inside the mic, and I like that for lack of extra accessories, and I always think having pop filters in front of you looks a little bit clunky. It's top address, meaning I can have it lower on the table below my face. You can clearly see everything here, and the microphone picks up my voice. The PodMic from Rode, it's an awesome purchase for $99. You really can't go wrong. It sounds great, and they do have a USB version available if you don't want to do connecting cables and mixing. But wait, that microphone looks really sturdy in front of me, and it's right in front of my face. How do I get it so close without using one of these clunky little boom arms? And there's my $3,000 mic, by the way. I've actually got a great desktop stand. Again, it's made by Rode, comes in at $90. It's called the DS2. So rather than a big boom arm that attaches to your desk and you have to set up, this is incredibly sturdy. It has many points that you can change to move it and flex it around. It really is quite an awesome piece of gear. The Rode DS2 desktop studio arm is made out of sturdy materials. It's never going to fall over, and also you're not going to get vibrations chunking through it because it's got a lot of padding. And for the price of $90, I think it's an extremely well-constructed piece of kit, ideal for throwing in your backpack and podcasting on the move too. Now, you can stop the video here if you just want to do audio podcasting, but so many of us know it's important to get our podcasts up on video platforms such as YouTube, and we don't always have access to a good camera. Or do we? The great camera is right there in our pocket on our smartphone. Most iPhones and Android phones these days actually have better quality and better lenses than cameras you can actually go out and buy. And Rode have thought about this by creating this amazing thing that I would definitely add to my collection of gear. It's the Rode Phone Cage. And this allows you to put a phone inside a cage and attach it to a tripod. Now, there's also the baby one, which is the magnetic mount. This is the one I've been using quite a lot to film stuff on the go. Now, why is this so good? Well, it's MagSafe compatible. Yep, your phone, which is MagSafe, will click straight onto this. It's got built-in cable management slots. You've got cold shoe mounts on the big one, so you can add a light or a microphone. And it's also got threads for use with tripods, handles, and other accessories too. You can use it in portrait or landscape, which is great. So the big one, which I'm including in my gear recommendations, this one will allow you to run and gun and also set up on a tripod, so you can really get quality video. There really is no excuse. And I'm really glad that a company like Rode are always thinking about content creators, and they're not just sticking with what they know, like microphones and mixers. They're saying what would really help creators to be their best. And I think these are amazing. So the big Rode phone cage comes in at $120, and it's quality. It's constructed, again, from the same kind of stuff the DS2 desktop studio arm is made from, and it's really good. So the total bill for everything, $1,007 at recommended retail price. Could you pay less? Well, yes, of course you could. Would you compromise on audio quality? Yes, absolutely you would. If I were to start a podcast this year and I wanted the best equipment, everything I've just shown you is what I would go out and buy, and it's what I'd recommend you to go out and buy to make awesome content online. Now, if you'd like to win all the gear you've just seen, go and watch this video on my other channel for full details on how to enter my Creator Magic contest. Go on then. What are you waiting for? Oh, you can't find it. It's in the link down below.